Interior wise, there's not an awful lot going to be happening. I was considering taking out the spare wheel well, and then putting a rear mounted radiator to get a load of space out the front. But this, however, the bucket seat, if you can see there's a massive gap down the side there, and you probably can't see, but there's also a massive gap down the side there. Well, if you're a little chubbier than you should be, like me, this gap here could be taken up by a wider seat, and that gap there could be, obviously I'll have to move the e-brake, but I think I'm going to move the e-brake anyway. I think that's going to go over there with a better e-brake on it. That was just a cheap Chinese thing and it's crap. But yeah, look at all that hip space that I don't fit in this pole position seat. So I think this will be coming out, and I'll be putting 2 bucket seats in as well. So it's hardly fair to give the passengers a normal seat and a normal seat belt and then maybe strapped in properly. So yeah, that'll be getting swapped over too. Okay, so the Recaro pole position seat is out. That'll be going up for sale. See if anybody's interested in it. In Daker yellow, so if anybody's got a BMW in Daker yellow that wants a pole position, make us a decent offer. I don't want much for it, so I don't want the going rate, but yeah, something to soften the blow. I've been test fitting bits and bobs on here, but you can see that the engine's going to go baby blue, and then the new alternator and everything, and that's how I'm going to time the engine, because the timing marks of the M60 are there on the M62. There is no timing marks, so you'd have to use the flywheel and which I haven't got. The only thing I can't do is lock it off, but you can do what you can do. So these are out for a very good reason, because the new seats are turning up today. So I'm going to be ripping out the e-brake, and that's going to go on this side, because this seat's going to move in to bring you more centered with the off-center steering wheel, because BMW. For MOT purposes, the seat belt will have to be removed, because if it's in, it'll fail. If it's not there, you can't fail what's not there. And there'll be race harnesses instead. So that is the plan for today. Single screen preview, that's a shame. Okay, here we go, back again. So when I pulled the original seats out, there's a decent subframe mounting brackets there. I was going to fab up my own, but I thought they're absolutely spot on. And then if I've got one, then all I need to do is buy another. So if I buy another £100, that should turn up in the next 2 days. So out comes the 2 seats. Very narrow, not any good for my child-bearing hips. So in exchange, I've got these 2 brand new Valor. They're only cheap and cheerful, but they look the part. They're sliding, so I can adjust them. Come with the frames. I've pulled the old seat belt out from the passenger side, so no MOT failing. So now the next job is to get this frame together and get the driver's seat as far over as possible. I'm just going to wait until a glamorous assistant can turn up and give me a hand, because the e-brake, handbrake, the e-brake brackets there that I previously had in, they're bolted underneath, and you need 2 people to be able to take it off. So that's the next job, and then we'll see if we can get the driver's seat in today. Cool, so the next subframes I've turned up, the left hand side, inner and outer. We'll get that in there, and yeah, do a hyperlapse of getting it in, I think. Right, so I've tried to fit these seats in, try to move it as far forward across as possible to avoid the e-brake, and move the e-brake bracket doesn't matter, even with it pushed as far forward over as possible, when the seat goes in, the door won't shut. So I'm going to now delete the e-brake from there. I'm going to make it so the cylinder is over here, and a rod is going to come down with a bracket with the e-brake there, and it's going to be a rod going to it there. That's the new plan. Okay, so the seats are in. They look pretty damn cool. Yeah, cheap and cheerful, but they do the job. And quite smart. I always fancied matching seats instead of the passenger one being normal, because let's face it, you wouldn't feel absolutely brilliant as a passenger like that. I'll give my phones. There's my rules for passengers. Yeah, I'll put the gear stick in now. The short, well, not so much the short shift, but for the adjustable length arm that's going in, so that's done now. I need to take the accelerator pedal out because that's going to get swapped for an E46 electronic one. And then yeah, get this seat flogged, keep building that. Okay, both seats are in. Now we've got a problem. I want to keep as much of the interior as humanly possible, to the point where I'm going to put carpet in into here, not the original, but some carpet, so it feels like a car still at the front. Because I hate drift cars that are basically stripped out and they've got fuck all to do with the original car anymore. I like to feel like you're still in a car, so I want to keep all of this. The e-brake on the outside I could live with, but now we've put the seats in, the only way to get the clearance on the seats, and when I say clearance, I mean the window still touches, when somebody's sat in it, the window still touches. It doesn't here. You can't see because of the reflection. Yeah, see? It's virtually touching, and if you have the seat a little bit further forward, then it does clear. But from there forward meant the e-brake didn't fit. There was where the brackets were. It was going to hit you. Couldn't put the seat forward. No good. I want to keep all the centre console. I'm going to replace that bit. I don't know why that bit's been taken out of there. Somebody will know why. I don't. So that's getting replaced with a new one anyway. So I've got to come up with something. So the only thing I can think of to keep it sort of factory still is if I take this out, cut that, put the camera works shocking, sorry, put that back there, do the same with the other side so the switches are further back, and then this side use this as the e-brake slot. Of course you can't put the meat and potatoes inside there because there's not enough room, so put the handle in there on the hinge and then have a shaft running underneath to behind, and then that's where the cylinder's going to go back there. Yeah, so I'm going to need something sturdy that doesn't flex. Yeah, so I think tomorrow's mission is going to be getting welding a bracket in there so the lever comes up. Right, okay, so yes, the idea is it's going to go like that. We haven't got much room there, so the original bracket's going to be way too wide to do it. Yes. Rightio then, so the seats are back in. The e-brake, oh, some dodgy bloody welding there. There's I had to pack it up and pack it up and pack it up just to get it fairly strong so it'll hold. But yeah, that e-brake, it's rubbing there, but there's no way I can make it go any further over than what it is really, which is a bloody shame. So I have mounted the piston back there, the cylinder should I say, and the bar goes at the end here, and then yes, it could do with a bit of lubing. It doesn't feel fantastic right now. Yeah, I think we've still got some air in the system, so I might get Eddie to help do that. But yeah, I'm going to give that a lick of paint. But yeah, the seat can now fit, the seat can now go forward too. Far too far forward, but there you go, you can see the cylinder in there is better. So yeah, not too bad. Okay, so a bit of a perfectionist at times, and this is doing my head in. Clear there, hitting here, and it's like, surely I can move the bracket across just a little bit and then it won't hit. I'm not entirely sure what it's hitting on. And then yeah, this little cut there, I ground that off, see if I can get a bit more clean. See, it only goes back to there, and I haven't bled it yet. Hopefully Eddie will come over and help us bleed it. But yeah, if I try and move the bracket over a bit to get that to clear more, see it moving there, and then yeah, I'm going to try and move it anyway, which is not going to be fun. So seats out and everything, because like, yeah, it'll just drive me mad knowing that trim's bent. And chances are I'm going to buy a new piece here just because of that little cut there, because I was too impatient and waiting. But yeah, I think I'm going to move that window switch back to there, but a bit further down. Don't know yet. Let's see, take the seat out first. Okay, so moved it inwards just a little bit. So now the trim fits flush, which is just so anal, but that's just like, yeah. Bled it, even though I'm getting this horrible clicking. I've got a feeling that my cylinder's knackered, but the cylinders are cheap and I can just swap it over. So yeah, but it feels good, it just makes a horrible clicking noise. But yeah, the problem is that we don't know where this gear stick's going to end up when the when the gearbox is in. Don't know where it's going to end up, but I've got a feeling like first it's going to end up somewhere there. So what am I going to end up doing? Probably, but not when we put the engine in, then we'll find out where the gearbox sits. But yeah, I'm not having my hands clattering there. So probably going to end up cutting this about there, getting another lever, and then putting spacers on, which brings it over here, just to clear the gear stick a bit. Which is fine, don't mind doing that at all. That Welded has had some serious action. We're going to redo the pipes at some point as well, by the way. The pipes just sat there just to prove it all would work. I'm going to make it off a new end and flare it. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to get myself another Welded cylinder so it's brand spanking new, and then just screw it all into that and then mount that over there. So right, hoover up, get the seat back in, and that'll do for now.